Check, check. Is this thing on? Okay, here we go. Here we go. Let me see. I need to check a few things here before we get started. I said 11:15 on my last super chat there, but I could have done 11. We could have done 11. Now I got to check my channel, and it says upcoming at 10:40. I got to see if I'm live here. Where the hell am I? Oh, I need a producer, huh? View your channel, The Little Nugget Show Live. Okay, there I am. All right. Good. And which channel is that? Oh, because so I'm doing the live streaming software and it's pushing it through on its own thing, and I had the scheduled one through YouTube. So give me a second here. I was gonna try and delete that. Switch account. So we got two channels here, Waddy Watts and Flocko Watts. Flocko Watts is live. Can we switch to Waddy Watts? View your channel. And the Little Nugget Show is live on that one too. So the next question is, do we have any viewers? So we can get out of that and go back to that. And to watching. Okay. Well, I don't expect to have too many people, but you got to start somewhere, right? So welcome to the Little Nugget Show. I just started it yesterday. To be honest, was our first live stream, my first live stream, because I don't think I had any viewers. But that was after the Nets debacle. Tonight, and I hate the portraying false enthusiasm on YouTube, but I'm fucking excited about this game. I mean, I've yelled as much as I have, and I don't remember how long. And what's beautiful about it is that right behind me, I don't know, can you see? There's a couch there behind that camera that we broadcast the show on a projector, because I don't have TV, but we do the projector, and it's like 100+ inch screen, right? And just me and my wife down here, die hard Nuggets fans, yelling and screaming. It was the most fun I've had in a long time. So if you hadn't heard, you better ask somebody, because the Philadelphia 76ers, who are probably like 12, 14-point favorites to win this game, just got bitch slapped by the C team from Denver. And that was one of the greatest games. I'm thinking, how are we going to rewatch it? Because normally I record, I have Altitude through DirecTV. I don't know how you guys watch Altitude. Let me know if you do. Actually, how am I going to let you know? I don't think I even see a chat. Comments. Oh, there are. Got your DMVR plug. Oh, awesome. I got drums back there too. I got electric and a little snare drum. We love it. So I do have comments. That's cool. So DMVR is my favorite show. The Nuggets live show is, Nuggets live on Altitude, Altitude we appreciate as their broadcasting ability, but as far as commentating ability, DMVR rocks. So my show here, the Little Nugget Show, is hopefully only going to be, or always going to be, post DMVR post show. And I like to highlight a few nuggets that they don't talk about, or that we don't talk about. But there was too much to talk about in this game. I mean, I think they did an an hour and a half show. So they definitely covered a lot of things. But you want to see how serious I am about the bench? Because tonight was a bench game, right? I don't know why they don't just give everybody points when they show the bench point. They showed some graphic that showed bench points from the Sixers and the Nuggets, and it was, Denver was winning the bench points. I'm like, what are you talking about? Everyone's on the bench. These are all bench guys, but I love the bench guys. And my kids, I have teenage kids that are into the Nuggets, and check this out. I'm not lying when I say we love Hunter. Now, the reason we say Hunter, that we love Hunter, is kind of he's the underdog that you want to root for. But he was definitely the suckiest player. But anytime we go to a game, we went to one this year, we desperately try and get Hunter to sign something. But we got the kids Hunter Tyson jerseys for Christmas, and we have this thing going. Anytime Hunter plays or gets into the game, I'm like, Hunter! Just yelling and screaming. Tonight was the epic Hunter game. And now I realize it was Pickett's game, but I definitely want to focus on Hunter because he's our dog. He's just the goofiest. He's kind of like that kid that has ADD and he's on medication, but he's like a puppy dog and he's harmless. But every now and then he gets just super spazzed out aggressive. And the fact that he's so spazzy, that's why we love him. And to see him, the 4-point play was the most amazing thing. I can't wait to watch it again. So we were talking about that too. Altitude, but the game was not on altitude. Plus, yeah, I got scammed by Altitude Plus. I wouldn't say scammed, but last year I was trying to watch the games through there, and then a lot of them weren't even on. Lane, yeah, driving to the rim, man, that's what I want to talk about, especially with Zeke Najee and Peyton Watson. What did I write down as far as notes? Oh, drawing fouls is a skill. They had that discussion. I don't know if it was during the watch along or in the pregame, but we'll talk about that later. Another thing I want to do a little later is I have a Jokic injury video pulled up that I want to go over, and that's kind of like my highlight of this show. Will be a little nugget of insight that I picked up off of that, and I want to talk about the aspect of that injury that needs to be addressed, and then we'll talk about drawing fouls as a skill, kind of as a part of that. And then what did I put? Zeke. Oh, get this. Let's talk Zeke Najee. So I was saying, what I love about him is he gets the ball and his legs are in all the way out. He puts it on the floor when he seals off his defender, and then he does his handoffs. But a couple times tonight, he's just like, fuck it, I'm going to drive. So he would turn and drive. And those drives were, Zeke is like that dog, that big dog that doesn't know he can jump out of the backyard. And now he's learning to jump out of the backyard. I think he still has an incredible ceiling in terms of getting better. And those drives and being athletic and finishing at the rim, I mean, we know that's in there, but what was it tonight? What was it about tonight that brought it out? I mean, you could ask all the guys, Pickett. Now, Peyton, that's a different story. I think Peyton's, kind of been wearing down a little in these last few games. And what I noticed in the Nets game and this game is that Peyton's handles are on point. They used to be a little sketchy, but he got them tight. And that little pound spin move, boom, when he drives hard one way and then pounds and spins back the other way and then gets a layup or a jump shot. That's looking good. And he had some shots tonight that were just KD-esque. The one over Embiid at the elbow, that was dirty. But he wore out. And as Peyton wears out, those handles get a little loose, as we saw. And his enthusiasm, his body language kind of falls, and he's like, ugh. But he's a gangster. I mean, that block that he had, who did he block? Edgecombe, I think, on the 3. Dirty. Let me check these chats from Casey Denver. Yeah. Yeah, I remember that collision. And I was like, that's how you give defense. Because me and my wife argue about this all the time in terms of and you check my live stream last night, I was talking about pressure. Pressure, pressure. Denver cannot handle pressure. And the antidote to pressure, the answer to pressure is violence. And I told my wife, you got to be violent back. You got to meet force with force. If the one team's being molestation, aggressive defense all over you, you got to do the same thing to them, or at least punch them back and say, hey, we're not going to put up with that. Because if the refs aren't going to control the game, that's how you control the game. But she's always anti-violence, and I don't think that's right. That's not the right way to play the game. It's kind of like, I don't want to talk Republicans and Democrats, but Republicans are like Democrats that go the speed limit. Like Democrats are a little wild, and they'll get out there and do crazy things with corruption and breaking the rules and doing dirty, underhanded things. And then the Republicans are like, we're not going to stoop to that level. We're too good for that. That's kind of how I see it in terms of, we don't want to stoop to the violence level. Hey, if you're playing prison ball, you got to play prison ball. And geez, I literally forgot what I was talking about. No, I didn't. Oh yeah, when Hunter came up, and who was it on? Who was that clear? Was it Embiid? Yeah. Short leash, no one else to go, so play free. I think that's what it was. They went out there with no pressure to win. And when you play loose and that confidence starts to build, I mean, the confidence in Pickett, I mean, Zeke shot, what was he, 4 of 5 from 3? That's insane. Was a bench. Oh, and it was that other Embiid lookalike, the small Embiid, mini Embiid. That's who it was. 00 or 0. I forget that guy's name, but that's who it was, I think. Or no. I might be wrong there, but it doesn't matter who it was because he met him with violence, and he actually got knocked back pretty good. How would I find that highlight? That's why I'm hoping to rewatch this game. Yeah, Bona. I don't know if that was him, but that's who I'm thinking it was. But I mean, if you watch the replay, because they did show the replay in slow motion, and Hunter just goes up and whoa, boom, and it sent Hunter from going forward to backwards, and he handled it. But I love that shit. You know who else is like that? Tim Hardaway. He's aggressive. What's the poker term? So there's like 4 terms of a type of poker player: light or tight, or no, wait, loose, passive. Loose and passive is the worst. Loose, aggressive. So aggressive means you're betting all the time and you're real loose with what cards you play. Loose, passive means you don't bet, you just call and you play wild cards. And then tight, passive is you're going to be tight, but they call you a nit and you're not going to get through to any big wins, but tight, aggressive is how you should play. And that's what I see in Tim Hardaway Jr. He's one of those tight, aggressive players. And man, I'd love to watch him this year. That's been my highlight. If I get a new jersey from the Denver Nuggets this year, I think it'll be Tim Hardaway Jr. So let me just go over my idea for this show going forward. So I'm going to try and do one every Nuggets game post DNVR. So if we get you're welcome to come back for each of them. Keep the party started. I am barely learning how to use this software. Watch. Add to scene. Look at that. So I added, that's the Jokic injury that we can talk about here in a minute. What is that? So I can do that or that. But I can also remove from scene, and there we go. So I am barely learning how to do this. I do have a YouTube channel. That's the Flocka Watts. I don't know if you are on Flocka Watts or Watty Watts, but 8,870 subscribers on Flocka Watts currently. I started that channel probably in 2014, 15, so over 10 years ago. And the very first video I made was how to extract cannabis, CBD from cannabis. And I think it has like 750,000 views now. That was my first video. I haven't made a video over 5,000 views since in all the years. And I tried. I don't know how many videos I have. I feel like I have 100. But the last few years, I kind of got away from it. I am a cannabis grower. I am in Colorado. That's why I'm a Nuggets fan. No. I grew up in New Mexico, so I was a diehard Broncos fan from John Elway's first day walking on the field. You're like, John Elway, you're not that old. Ladies and gentlemen, I am 49 years old. So in third grade, he played his first Super Bowl. So maybe I didn't see his first game, but I latched on the Broncos because everyone where I grew up was Dallas Cowboy fans. And I was like, well, I like Denver. I like Colorado. I like the mountains. I actually lived in the mountains. So I'm going to go with the Broncos. And they have this Elway guy, and he's cool. And that was a tough ride there. Matter of fact, the next year they played the Redskins. So the first year they played the Giants and lost. Started out okay and lost. The next year they played the Redskins. I was like, for sure they're going to win this. I'm in fourth grade. I was in 4-H. I raised a pig. I sold this pig for $124. And this is the first money I ever made in my life. I didn't literally have it in my hand. I'm sure my parents had it. But I was like, I'll bet you all these little rat kids in my school were like, I'll bet you the Broncos get their ass kicked. And I was like, I'll bet you $124 that Denver wins against Washington. And what happened? Well, they got their ass kicked. And lesson to my kids and to all you people out there, I paid that money. I got that money from my parents and I gave it to, I was going to say his name. Actually, rest in peace. I think he passed away. But anyway, 2 lessons learned from that. Number 1, don't give kids money. Number 2, don't bet on the Denver Broncos. And ever since then, I have never bet on the Denver Broncos. Or the Nuggets for that matter. Yeah, 4th grade. No, I told him about it. And I said I have to pay him. And they definitely weren't happy, and I was hearing these stories about it's illegal and you can't be betting. And I said, but I told him, and if I won, he needed to pay me. But like I said, I learned my lesson, and I hate sports betting, honestly. I got into it, last year, the year before, and was like trying to pick Michael Porter Jr., make 4 threes, or those big odds ones, like 6 threes or 7 threes, and try and get paid. And no, not. I love poker, but I don't like gambling. Anyway, the point of that was that I was a diehard Broncos fan from 3rd grade on, and the Nuggets were, there's no basketball team in New Mexico except the Lobos, who are badass in their college. I wouldn't say powerhouse, but they have solid teams and they're fun to watch. But we don't have any NBA team, and Denver Nuggets are right up the road. But I did not like the Nuggets at that time. Hold on. I got this new thing I want to bring over. Can you see that? Okay. So this little banner I picked up around Christmas. And it shows you in 1974, which I was born right after that, we have Maxi Minor as the logo. Then in 81, they went and did the LGBT logo, which the excuse for the rainbow is obviously. The 80s were a heavy time for AIDS and homosexuality. And Denver's always been liberal about that, open-minded, we'll say. So it does, I ain't holding anything against it, but it is a rainbow. I actually have that flag, and I fly it on my house when the Nuggets are playing. I fly either this one or one of these. In 93, I was a junior I believe. So the Nuggets switched. Carmelo was playing. I don't even remember the years. But the Nuggets were the only Nugget was Dikembe Mutombo, and I didn't really watch him. You couldn't really see too many games, and since I wasn't in Colorado, I wasn't in to the Nuggets all that bad, but all that good. But they were my team. This era from '93, this is the era I love. Why? Because that's the Jokic era. They literally rebranded the logo for Jokic. Not really, because he started in 15, I think, or 16. Or maybe they did. They're like, hey, we got a new team here. And they're like, Carmelo, your number, we're going to give that to Jokic. And you're definitely not getting it retired. So this, I love this. I love this logo. This one I love. This is solid. And a lot of the stuff. I like the colors here. The colors here. But it'll be interesting to see when would they do the next one. Because that's... Geez, that's only 7 years, and then that's 10, 12 years, 7, 12, and then you got 18 and 25, 7, 12, 25. So I guess if you stay on that trajectory, it would be around 40 to 50 years before they changed it. But it's 2018. Yeah, they're going to keep this for a while, I bet. I do think we get a few new jerseys. We'll talk about that in a second. Let me put this back. Okay, we still got Casey. 2003. Is that 2003 is the rainbow skyline was a cool jersey. Yeah, I like it. I got the flag and I got the new one this year. A hat and a shirt from the new 2019 rebrand City Edition. Or no, it's a 5280. Oh wait, that's the City Edition. Yeah, you're definitely not talking too much because if you're the only person here, then that's what we're having a discussion about. But jerseys, I want to talk about it briefly, and this isn't not just directed towards you. Yeah, I agree. New logo, best. Because they can change it. The black and white one, and the fact that they have the pickaxes. I mean, I just love the idea of the mountains and gold mining. Hence the show, Little Nugget Show. Now, it turns out my grandson, believe it or not, step-grandson, 2 years old, biggest Nugget fan in the world. You wouldn't believe. When we watch the game, he gets so excited. He puts on his jersey and his shorts, and he's like, Nuggets. Anytime he sees Nugget stuff, he's like, Nuggets. And I'm like, Little Nugget. And one thing we do is count it. Whenever there's a foul and an and one, I go, count it. And he goes, count it. Count it. Imagine a 2-year-old doing it. It's the greatest thing on earth. And that's why we love the Nuggets, because I mean, the Broncos are a love-hate relationship. What do we lose? 1, 2, 3 Super Bowls right off the bat with John Elway. We had lost one in 77 too. We, like as if I played on the team. Denver, 77 against the Cowboys nonetheless. And then against the Giants, the Redskins, and then the 49ers. So 3 and 4 years. And it was just destined to be a losing team. You put the Broncos jersey on your back and it's like you're marked as a loser. But it wasn't to be. The football gods made things right in 1996, 7, and 7, 8. Oh, 6, 7. The kids love that. That was when Denver went and beat old Green Bay in their first Super Bowl victory ever, and that was amazing. And then they went back the next year and whipped up on their old coach, Dan Reeves, against Atlanta. And after that, honestly, I just kind of gave up on football. The thing about basketball, 5 losses and 3 wins now. And hey, it might be destiny to win Super Bowl 50 and Super Bowl 60, which is this year. And they're the number 1 seed. That's so crazy. Yeah, I'm excited about the Broncos because, well, you can see it. They're underdogs, and they got a rookie 2-year, second year, Bo Nix, Sean Payton. It just seems destiny. That's kind of how a game was tonight. When you start seeing those shots go in, like Zeke 4 of 5, and then Hunter rips 2 threes, I mean, it's like it almost seems destined that they have to win that. I think this is the year. This is definitely the year. I was absolutely certain, even before we got the trades, that the Nuggets were going to ball this year. I was assuming OKC was going to have a letdown after being champions. The Nuggets were going to go back in because they were right there last year with what they had. Maybe feeling it. But then when they got all the trades, it was like, okay, this is the year of the Nuggets. We are destined to win. Then OKC starts out crazy, and then we win some crazy games or lose some crazy games that we shouldn't have. But hey, in the NBA, if your record is 2-1 wins to losses, you're good. I think that that's the 40-20 rule, and then it's also like what is it, 50 or 60, and 30 would be 90. So it's like 57 and whatever. That's a solid record. Would be the record 2-1 for Denver for their most wins in a season. So I'm thinking, and Denver was like 3-1 there for a minute. And now once Jokic gets hurt, it's like, well, they were above 2-1. Matter of fact, it was at 9-20. They were below 3-1. Now they're below 2-1. Or no, they're even. They're 24-12 right now, 2-1. No City has one more 2 and okay. Okay, that makes sense. But the Avs, they seem destined. I hate to see that they're that so good, like the best team ever. But they can definitely do it. If the Broncos do it, it's just going to be one of those destiny runs. And the way I see the Nuggets doing it, the one thing I'm worried about is they keep saying nobody's won the NBA championship from lower than a 3rd seed in their conference. Dallas against the Avs. Oh, yeah, the Avs. Yeah. I was never really into hockey, and I thought, oh, it's cool that the Avalanche won the championship, and they won it again. And I've been to a couple games, not Avalanche games, but like Air Force. And if you don't grow up playing hockey, it's kind of hard to keep up with. But this is the year I think I'm going to watch a few games and stay up with them. But the way Denver wins this year is, I mean, to me, it seems simple. Like I said, the only thing I worry about is if they go in as a 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 seed. But I don't think that's going to happen. Let me tell you why. Jokic, they say 4 weeks he's going to be reevaluated. So everyone calculates. And then they always think, oh, if he's going to be reevaluated, he's probably not going to be back for 5 weeks. Let's look at the schedule. Let's see. Denver Nuggets. NBA. Share this tab instead. And add the scene. Okay, here we go. That ain't the one. Okay, now I gotta go back to the tab, and that's not it. Where'd it go? Oh, okay. Now I can scroll up. Beautiful. It shows the jerseys anyway. Okay, so I think the 4 weeks put him at the end of January, right? Because he got hurt on like the 2nd. So you're looking in this range here. Immediately, I was like, he's coming back on the 27th. Why? Because that's a 4-game homestand. There's 3 road games before that. Washington, Milwaukee, and Memphis. That's probably all on the same trip. Definitely on the same trip. So maybe he goes, but he doesn't play. But you saw, he was freaked out when he got hurt. He was freaked out. And I've seen a lot of people get hurt. Check my last live stream. I talked a lot about the injury and watching people get hurt. But he's walking around like a champ, and word is that he's going to come back sooner. I don't see him coming back for the Lakers. The Hornets just whooped up on the OKC tonight. I only know about that from the watch along. or no, it was a watch along, and they're like, OKC's getting beat by the Hornets at home. They're losing by 30. Hell yeah, go Hornets. Anyway, Lakers at home, maybe. That would be super early, but my guess is the 27th. That makes sense. You back home, you play the Pistons, and you definitely got to get revenge on the Nets. The Clippers is a warm-up game. 2 days later, you play OKC for the first time. At that point, if I'm David Adelman, I'm saying Sunday, February 1st against the OKC Thunder, we want to be at or nearest possible to 100% operational, all firing on all cylinders. So is Jokic going to be back by then? I say yes. AG and CB are already kind of coming back. So hopefully they work their way back into form and they're back. Valanciunas will be back. He said that he had the calf strain, but he did that injury when he was a rookie apparently. And he said it took 3 weeks. So, and there's a lot of new juices out there. I don't know if these guys are taking peptides for healing, but if you don't know about peptides, you better ask somebody, because I'm 50 years old and I still play basketball. And if I don't use these, I'll be sore for 3, 4, 5 days, just beat up. If you use peptides, like BPC 157 is my go-to one. Healing, like sore 1 day, 2 days at the most, and done. So quick recovery. So if you say, well, they can't really use those because they're actually performance enhancing. They don't. But how much do they test these guys? So if I'm the doctors, I'm giving them everything I can to heal fast. I think all professional athletes should be able to heal fast. And you give them whatever you want. I can't scroll on that if I'm over here. Where am I? Okay, so I believe 17 games. If Jokic misses 17 games, he's not eligible for MVP. He's the last person on earth to care for that. But if he comes back on the 27th, he'll only miss 15, I think. So let's just say we miss 15. We have 15 non-Jokic games. We already stole 2, and we almost had a third with Cleveland. The Nets, throw away. So we're 2-2. I guess if you count Miami. You know what's crazy is every single one of the games without Jokic, or right when Jokic got hurt, they were ahead. Actually, they gave him that bucket. Let's look at that. Watch. Let me show you my little nugget. So I need to go to share this tab instead. Did it just switch over? Okay, here we are. So if I'm watching this, what do we have here? We have Spencer Jones guarding Jaime Jaquez Jr. He is the most frustrating guy. Well, Norman Powell is probably the most hated on that team, but I hate Jaime Jaquez Jr. And let me tell you why. His only move is to barrel in to the paint like a linebacker on meth. So he pound dribbles, drives the paint, lowers his shoulder, and slams into Spencer Jones. But if you watch closely here, you'll see he not only hits him hard with his shoulder, but then he gives that little extra push off. And the shoulder knocked Spencer back more than he expected, I think. And then the little push is what forced him to stick his right leg back and ended up stepping on Jokic. Watch.
Already has 2 games better than 50 points this year.
And there's the input. So we can go ahead and go forward to 34. Okay, so they're getting Jokic up, and now they're going to do the replay. Here we go.
Here's the replay.
Look at that.
Watch
Boom. Pause. Go back. Play. Jaime Jaquez, plant, right foot, pound dribble, left shoulder, left arm push off, and that pushes Spencer back. What does he do after that? He travels and air ball.
Stepped on his foot. Yeah, it looked like he stepped right on.
These are your little nuggets. Look at that.
There.
So he already taken a step after the gather there, and then he goes 2 more. Boom, boom.
Right now is limping.
I guess in the NBA they might
noticeably
count.
to the Denver locker room. That was an ominous
and he
sight
stepped
to
on
see
Spencer's
Jokic
foot too.
hobble out halfway
and then
through
he just
this
straight
game
air
to
balls.
the Denver locker room.
And then this Bingo bat number 7 just puts it back in to tie the game.
But the injury
Jamal's like, come on, Yoke, don't be hurt.
Big cloud over the Denver Nuggets right now.
So that's that frustrating little nugget I wanted to talk about. This idea that the offensive player can come barreling in and just hit people as hard as they want with their shoulder and then just get a little push. They can get the push off, and if they get any contact at all, or if you're Shea and you do the bam, push off, step back, even if there's no contact, you're getting the foul. That stuff has to change. Okay, let me check your chats here. 1995 Rockets won the title as a 6 seed. Okay, why do I keep seeing the 3 seed thing? Or it's probably like not since 2000 or something. But 53 of 74 have been by the 1 seed. Ouch. Well, if we lose 10 of the 15, we'll say. We've already won 2. So say we lose 10 of the 15. That's going to put us with 30. Or no, 30. So 20, 24 and 12. We've already lost 2, so 8 more, so 20 losses. And then 20, what would we have? 3 more wins. So that would be 27. So 27 and 20, which is just above 500. So where does that put us in the standings? I mean, the West is going to be tight. It's going to be stacked. And Phoenix is coming up, and so where are we going here? NBA standings. West, Denver's only in 4th. That's not bad. Although they have 12 losses and the Rockets have 11. I'm not sure how that works, but whatever. T-Wolves have 13. Suns have 15. These are losses. The Warriors have 18. The Blazers have 20. So you can assume that a lot of these teams are going to be losing 40 to 50% of their next games, right? And Denver's going to be losing 60 to 80% of their next games without Jokic. So I don't see us dropping more below 6. And then we got everyone back. And it's at that point that we go on an epic run and only have, I don't know, we're not going to get to the 40 and 20 mark, but we'll get to the 40-22 maybe. And then 50-24. And then 26 and 56. Yeah, I think that's the tie. That would be the Nuggets record. I think they still have a chance to do it. Mark my words right here and right now. The Nuggets are going to do it. I mean, do it meaning they're going to have their best regular season record of all time or tie it at 56 wins. I can't remember if that's the actual record or not. They're going to go in as maybe the 3rd seed. We can say 3rd seed. Yeah, definitely the 3rd. I mean, it's going to be open for grabs. I mean, you saw the Thunder lost tonight too. They're 5-5 in their last 10. The Thunder are 5-5 in their last 10. Nuggets are 4-6 though. So that's been a rough spell, and that's definitely the worst other than the Grizzlies. Okay, so I think it's still there. I think it's still there. All teams go up, go down, revert to the means. You know, they're not going to win every game. The Thunder are getting a reality check, and hopefully they just all got too cocky and rich after winning, and now they're just going to choke, kind of like Denver did. But let me see. What else did I have? The -7. Yeah, I was very appreciative of DMVR coming up with the term the -7 to name this team and its spectacular win, because the win was spectacular. It was historic. It was exciting. I'm looking forward to not the Boston game. Definitely not looking. Actually, it's every game, right? I love every game because you're never out of it in the NBA. As tonight showed, you got scrubs out there. I mean, honestly, you could say, well, Spencer's a starter. I mean, no, he's a two-way. Has been a starter. I mean, yeah, but he's their only one. Bruce Brown, no, these are all bench guys. These are G League guys. And they went out and balled. You know who didn't ball was Curtis Jones. I want to see him start to go off. I want to see him handling the ball. But he did not ball. Everybody else did, it seemed like. And I heard Tamar Bates just got hurt. I was looking forward to seeing him, but he hurt his foot and he's out 12 weeks. What the heck? So my little nuggets in summary, other than pointing out the Jokic injury, my little nugget of wisdom and insight for this game is that Zeke is a dog that is just now learning he can jump over the fence. And now he's going to start getting out. So you better watch him. I loved it when he drove to the rim. Just drive to the rim, make an athletic move. And if he gets confidence in finishing and the dunks, dude, he can fly. So I'm excited to see that again on, let's see, this was a back-to-back. So the next game is, we have the schedule. Share this tab instead. And so we got Wednesday in Boston, then they come home. And then you know what they say, the hardest game on a road trip is the first game back home. And that'll be against Atlanta, and Atlanta's tough. So I honestly don't see them winning either of those games. Maybe against Milwaukee at home, if they got CB and AG back. But none of this matters after today. They can win any game. And like I said, my hope is that Jokic is out 15 games, and he's only going to and we're going to lose 2-1. Instead of winning 2-1 like we were, we're going to lose 2-1. No big deal. We win 5, we lose 10, and then Jokic comes back, and then we dominate. So that sounds good to you. I will see you next time. Let me check the chat. Oh, geez. I forgot to scroll my chat, so I missed a bunch of your stuff here. Let's see. 2 cities, 1. Okay. Well, that's crazy. So sad that Val went down. I mean, that was the most depressing. Val was going to ball. That really sucks for him. He's sad. A 6th Jokic MVP. I don't care what people say. Right now, Jokic is 5-time MVP. And this would be a 6th. The Embiid and the Shea one, nonsense. And he's definitely the MVP this year. I don't care what Shea does. Chicken wing foul, yeah. Let me see. 69 Celtics are the 4 seed. That's it for lower than 3. Wow. That's the thing. I mean, even if Denver's an 8 seed, they can come in and run the table. I think they could run the table. I mean, they've played better on the road than they have at home. So 58 is the Nuggets win record. Okay. I think we'll be around that 55 level. Yeah, I didn't see the injury report on Tamar Bates, but it definitely said foot, 12 weeks, according to my wife. And where are we at on our final? We can win any of these. We're the trap game for others right now. Yeah, that's it. Trap games. And you could tell tonight, Embiid. I mean, don't get me wrong. The thing about Philadelphia is that I don't hate a lot of their players. I normally hate every single opposing player, and I have a really hard time. If we're not playing them, I think they're fine. I'm watching them on a different game. They're fine. But when we're playing them, I'm just like, oh, I can't stand this guy. I can't stand Embiid. But honestly, I like Maxey, and I like Edgecombe, and even that guy Bona. I kind of like them all. I don't know what it is. They seem like good dudes. But, I mean, they were helping Peyton up off the floor, and Embiid's the worthless one there. But I think he was super lackadaisical. Did not want to play. Doesn't seem to like being out there, even though he throws up 30. Maxey, I think he was kind of like on the half and half. Like, yeah, I want to put it down on him, but it's going to be easy to put it down on him until they get behind. And he's like, wait, now I'm struggling. But Edgecombe is definitely the guy that came to play. He's deadly. He has got. Is he a rookie too? I think he's a rookie, isn't he? So he could win Rookie of the Year over Cooper Flagg. Yeah, that was the thing about Maxey is he didn't make everything and like he normally does, and he lost the ball at the end. That last drive by Maxey was weird. It's like he just kind of stumbled out of it and threw up a prayer, and it was terrible. So he is a rookie. Heck yeah. I like him. I saw him get mad. He's a real man of God. So he was like, he got mad at the ref after a block, I think, and they called a foul, and he like said or something, and then he walks away and he's like, God, sorry, I didn't really mean to say that. So he's just too nice, but he's deadly. He's an assassin. Wouldn't mind trading. Let's see if we could trade Zeke. Actually, we don't trade anyone now, but give him Zeke. Would you give Zeke, Peyton, Hunter? Who else? Not Spencer. We got to keep Spencer. Zeke, Peyton, and Hunter for Edgecombe? I don't think they would. I don't think Philadelphia would do that, but that would be pretty dirty. Somebody's got to take Murray's place. I mean, Murray didn't have all the years left in him. And Jokic is going to be, he's no spring chicken either. So, I mean, I think they at least have 5 solid, good peak years left. Yeah, they would not. Yeah, Edgecombe would be really powerful to have on this team. I mean, they just don't have guards that can ball other than Jamal. And Jamal's weakness is pressure. Yeah, after Jokic, it's like after Elway. That's going to be so sad. I almost thought it happened when his knee went like that. I thought, oh, he blew his knee. He's never going to be the same. But thank God it was just a slight hyperextension, and he's a superhuman. So he'll come back. Anyway, thanks for joining me on my second actually, live stream for the Little Nugget Show. And next time will be in 2 days, I believe Wednesday. Today's Monday, yeah. So Wednesday, what time is that game? It is 5 p.m. Mountain. Oh, because it's in Boston. So I'm guessing that I'll probably be going live 7:30, 8:30, probably around 9. Yeah. 9. So I'm going to start doing that. Scheduling the live stream for 4 hours after the start of the game and actually going live as soon as DMVR is done with their thing. And anybody wants to come and talk more shit about the Nuggets and basketball, this will be the place to find the little nuggets of insight for your Denver Nuggets. All right, peace. Bye now. Just in. Oh, I only went 50 minutes. That's cool.